This is 8:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is a news edited by Anjana Dodangboda and read by J. Yogaraj. First, the headlines. The President looks forward at full implementation of 13A within next few years. The President participated in Thai Pongal State Festival in Jaffna today. Sri Lanka Railway to recruit 3,000 individuals for new jobs. Examination Department says all necessary arrangements are made for the GCE Advanced Level exam on January 23rd. The World Bank forecasts Sri Lanka to revert to a positive economic growth only in 2024. News overseas, UN Security Council members urge Taliban to avoid bans on women. In sports cricket, India registers the largest margin of victory in ODI cricket history. And those are the headlines. President Ranil Wickremesinghe says that the government is considering the full implementation of the 13th Amendment to the Constitution within the next few years. The President made these remarks while attending the Thai Pongal State Festival in Jaffna today. We are looking at full implementation of the 13th Amendment within the next few years, he said. Meanwhile, the President, who was in Jaffna to participate in the Thai Pongal State Festival, had also made a courtesy visit to the Sri Naga Vikhare in Jaffna this morning and received blessings from the chief incumbent of the temple. President Ranil Wickremesinghe had also met Reverend Sri Somasundaram, the Nallai Adina Ashramapati, and received his blessings. The President also visited the Jaffna Bishop, Most Reverend Dr. Justin Jnanaprakasam, and had engaged in a brief discussion. The Railway Department will recruit 3,000 people as railway assistants to streamline the railway services. The department will recruit personnel enlisted in the Multi-Purpose Development Task Force for the railway assistant jobs, in keeping with the instruction of the Transport, Highways and Mass Media Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena. Transport Ministry sources said that those in the Multi-Purpose Development Task Force who have been enlisted for state service with the approval of the Cabinet and the Public Service Commission now have the opportunity to secure a government job with a pension under the Department of Railways. Even in the midst of the financial crisis, this most important move will help in addressing the railway department's critical staff shortage. The Commissioner General of Examinations, Amit Jayasundara, said all necessary arrangements have been made for the GCE Advanced Level exam, which was scheduled to be held on 23rd January. The GCE Advanced Level examination will start on the 23rd January and continue until the 17th of February. Accordingly, the exam will be held for 22 days. This year, 278,196 school candidates and 53,153 private candidates are sitting for the exam at 2,200 centres island-wide. Meanwhile, the parents have requested the authorities not to cut electricity in the country during the examination days. This news comes to you from Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The World Bank forecasts Sri Lanka to revert to a positive economic growth only in 2024. The latest forecast of 1% growth was revealed in the World Bank's Global Economic Prospects latest publication released this week. The positive growth forecast in 2024 comes on the back of 4.2% contraction of the economy this year, on top of a record of 9.2% shrinkage in 2022. According to the World Bank, Sri Lanka will remain the only South Asian economy to suffer contraction in 2022 and 2023. Around 700,000 hectares have been cultivated, while the Paddy Marketing Board is targeting 800,000 hectares and a harvest of over 3 million metric tons, which would be sufficient for the year without imports. The World Bank and the USAID have funded shipped the entire requirements of urea and other fertilizers to help to ease the food insecurity. Mr. Priyadarshana said rice imports were not needed because the Maha harvest would be sufficient enough to meet the local requirement. He expects a successful Yala season as well. And that's local news.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Tamil community around the world celebrated Thai Pongal festival today. Hindus all over the world, including Sri Lankans, celebrated this day together with great enthusiasm. The festival is dedicated to the sun god, Surya, and is believed to be a way of thanking the sun for its warmth and energy, which is essential for the growth of crops. The name Thai Pongal literally means the boiling over of the rice pot and is a reference to the traditional Pongal dish, which is made from newly harvested rice, lentils and other ingredients. And that was top news.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
In Watchlight, the National Water Supply and Drainage Board has taken measures to introduce a new procedure for issuing water bills and making payments. The General Manager of the NWSDB, Piyal Padmananda, emphasized that the new procedure will initially be implemented in the Jaffna district on January 17th as a pilot project. He pointed out that the monthly water bills will be issued through a bill issuing machine according to the new procedure. That was Watchlight.
Coming up, world news.
First headlines, UN Security Council members urge Taliban to void bans on women. Netanyahu defiant despite protests against Israel judicial reform. US to send delegation for law enforcement talks to Cuba. And those are the headlines of the world news. Several members of the United Nations Security Council have urged the Taliban to end its repressive treatment of women in Afghanistan as the group continues to impose restrictive policies on their education and work. The 15-member UNSC met privately on Friday at the request of the United Arab Emirates and Japan to discuss the decisions by the Taliban-led administration which seized power in Afghanistan in August 2021 following the US troop withdrawal. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says his government plans to charge ahead with a proposal to change the country's judicial system despite fierce criticism from top legal officials. Netanyahu, who is on trial for corruption, has made the legal changes the centerpiece of his new government's agenda, and the surging opposition to them is presenting an early challenge for the Israeli leader. The United States has announced it will send a delegation to Cuba next week to reinitiate talks between the two governments over the law enforcement issues. Vedant Patel, a spokesperson for the U.S. State Department, told reporters on Friday that officials will discuss topics of bilateral interest on international law enforcement matters. And that's world news. Development news. Condominiums in Sri Lanka are mainly subjected to and follows 3 acts, namely the Apartment Ownership Law 11 of 1973, 45 of 1982 and 39 of 2003, which are unfavorable and non-facilitating the possession of pets within a condominium parcel apartment. Additionally, some management corporations too are quite rigid in facilitating pets within a condominium apartment building, keeping pet owners stranded with no other option but giving away their pets. Condominium Developers Association of Sri Lanka, being the premier private sector association for condominiums, with a membership of Sri Lanka's largest developers, identified this issue as a growing need at a time when the island nation is seeking for local and foreign investment. And that was development news.
Sports news is brought to you by
Sampath Bank, we present your future.
India won the third and final ODI against Sri Lanka by a big margin of 317 runs. The match was played as a day and night encounter at the Thiruvananthapuram International Stadium today. India won the series 3-0. Batting first, India made 390 for 5 in their allotted 50 overs. In reply, Sri Lanka was shot out for a mere 73 in 22 overs. A 4-wicket haul for Mohammad Siraj and an unbeaten knock of 166 runs from Virat Kohli guided the Team India to a massive victory by 317 runs against Sri Lanka. That was sports news.
Go එකක් තියන youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හින හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න
The all-new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
ZipZip.lk, one of the Sri Lanka's lending online stores, or one of the leading online stores for purchasing of iconic beverages and groceries from around the world, has officially geared up for the new year by upgrading and relaunching its website www.zipzip.lk to deliver its valued customers a better online shopping experience than ever before. The newly upgraded website offers customers a wide range of products to choose from as they enter a brand new year. And it offers nearly 100 choices in beverages and complemented with an array of delicious food selections. And that was Business News.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go එකක් තියන youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හින හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න
The all-new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
In economic news, Sri Lanka requires a promotional boost to inform travellers the country is open for tourism, as they can create more ground for economic recovery by holidaying on the island nation. The Bureau's chairman, Chalaka Gajabahalu, said in this respect, the Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Bureau will be calling for proposals in the first week of February in a bid to carry out a digital marketing campaign. And that was economic news. Weather report. The Met Department says the showers or thundershowers will occur at several places in southern, Sabrakama, Uva and western, east, central and northwestern provinces during the afternoon or night. Fairly heavy showers above 75 millimeters can be expected at some places in southern, Sabrakama and Uva provinces. Several spells of showers may occur in eastern province and in Polonnaruwa district. General public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by temporarily localized strong winds and lightning during thunder showers. This weather report was published at 7:30 p.m. Further details could be obtained by visiting the official website of the department. Meanwhile, the International Weather Forecast website, AccuWeather.com, reports that the day's weather was cloudy. Today's daytime temperature was observed to be around 27 centigrade. Tonight's temperature will be around 26 degrees centigrade, and there will be scattered showers in selected spots late in the night. The ground temperature would be 26 degrees centigrade at the time of this news broadcast. The air quality index, AQI, is 29. The air quality is generally acceptable for most individuals. However, sensitive groups may experience minor to moderate symptoms from long-term exposure. And that was the weather report. And to wind up this news broadcast, let's get the main points once again. The President looks forward at full implementation of 13A within the next few years. The President participated in Thai Pongal State Festival in Jaffna today. Sri Lanka Railway to recruit 3,000 individuals for new jobs. Examination Department says all necessary arrangements are ready for the GCE Advanced Level exam on January 23rd. The World Bank forecasts Sri Lanka to revert to a positive economic growth only in 2024. And with that, we conclude this night broadcast or the news broadcast of Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.